My manager, Mikel Arteta. Listening to this man makes me so happy. I think he's a genius. I've been singing his praises all season, and I think I will continue to sing his praises till he's no longer an Arsenal manager. He has won me over completely. I wasn't sold right away, but I am fully sold now. And I'll give you reasons why. He just did his press conference. I'll link the full video in the descriptions. The way he talks, the way he answers questions, just puts things into clearer perspective as to why I'm such a big fan. He was asked during the press conference that, hey, it flies over people's heads how young this Arsenal squad is. Because 2 years ago, that was all we seemed to talk about. That's what the interviewer asked him. And his response marveled me. And I'm sure it will marvel you as well. Let's take a listen.
I think people don't really quite appreciate how young this team still is. I think 2 years ago was all we ever talked about. Now people look at Arsenal as ready to win. But the players, Saka, Odegaard, Havertz, Rice, they're still early or mid-20s. There's a lot more to come, right?
Yeah, because we are one of the youngest teams in the Premier League. But it's the same reason why nobody asked me that we are qualified for Champions League. Not a single question. Yeah, so now the only focus is on winning the Premier League, and that's it. So next season, what is it going to be? So this is the demands. This is how we live in this world. It's about now, what you've done, and what else they haven't done. And that's it. And the question is, what else we have to do now? What you've done, but that's taken for granted. That's it.
Did you hear that? Did you listen to that? Now, why is this special? Why did this marvel me? Because I remember 2 years ago. I remember he was telling us that there was a plan and that we are ahead of schedule. He said this and I didn't understand. It's clear that he and the Cronkies did a step-by-step plan. We were languishing in 8th. We finished 8th twice, 5th once. And it's clear that they said, let us achieve consistent Champions League step by step. But imagine, the time that the goal was to challenge to get to Champions League twice in a row, or at least consistently, we have challenged for the title twice in a row. And everybody screams. Some Arsenal fans are like, no, he hasn't won up the trophy, that this is a failure. This season will be a failure if we don't qualify, if we don't win the title. That's what people are saying. Some Arsenal fans are saying this. And in my head, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Do you actually know an interesting fact that I just heard? If we win this game to Bournemouth, this is the most wins we've had in any season in our history of the Premier League. If we win against, but we need one more win this entire season to beat our wins tally in the entire history that we've played in the Premier League. And Mikel Arteta did that. And people are talking about, is this a failure if we don't win the league? Think about it. Not the Invincibles. The Invincible team that went unbeaten, they did not achieve this amount of wins. The only thing that has changed is that the level of the Premier League has increased. Obviously because of Pep and Klopp. And people are thinking that this is a failure. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Is this a failure if we don't win the league? I think not. I think any fan that is not looking at things in context is actually not very wise, because context is always important and it's ridiculous to not think about it, in my opinion. But this interview doesn't end there. I also liked what happened because the interviewer tried to take a sneaky jab at him. He said, oh, but so internally, are you guys celebrating this qualification of a Champions League? So he was saying that since Arteta is noticing that we've qualified for the Champions League twice in a row now, that we're celebrating it and the team is celebrating it. He was like, the Champions League, but don't take my word for it. Let's listen to the man himself.
Is that different internally? Have you been celebrating Champions League?
Celebrating?
Yeah.
No, but I think obviously that the first thing that we wanted to achieve, consistent Champions League football, is the second year in a row, consistent challenge for big titles. We are doing this. We know what the aim is, and it's right there. See if we can do it.
He was like celebrating. What are you talking? Celebrating? That is crazy. But isn't this life? Isn't this life? People are so quick to forget. But you bring this on yourself, and this is exactly what you want, even in your personal life. The more effective you are, the more the expectations of you increases. It's life. He's not seeking credit. He's not seeking praise. He's just putting things into perspective. How much Arsenal team, this Arsenal Football Club have come since he took charge. I'm a big fan. I am grateful. We languished in such horrible positions consistently for 20 years in this Premier League season, in the Premier League. Failure after failure because we had high expectations because of who we were in the after the Invincible team, before the Invincible team. We were that team. We would always win, but we lost that. Now, Mikel Arteta, the genius, has brought it back. And we are definitely going to win the league. Even if it's not this season, it is coming. It is definitely coming. I am sold completely. You can't tell me that you score the most goals in the league. You concede the less goals in the league. And you're missing out that consistent. If you keep going at this rate, you won't win it eventually. Nah. Keep him in. Some people are trying to say, if we don't win the league this season, fire Arteta. But I think those people have an agenda. You see, I don't even want to mention their names on this channel, but they are absolutely ridiculous. They're looking for things to say, clickbaits. They're trying to just be like, you see, I was right. Nah, you need to do better. If you're that type of fan, you absolutely need to do better. I am calling you out. If you can't see how special Mikel Arteta is, the fault is on you and not on this man, because he's absolutely genius. And we have to absolutely back every decision he's made because he has proved us that he is the man for the job. Raya, remember, signed Ramsdale. Everybody's like, what the hell? Excelled. He's now officially the Golden Glove winner. First season at the Arsenal from Brentford. Don't forget that he's missed how many games this season? He didn't play the first 3 games. And he also missed the 2 Brentford games because he's on loan from Brentford. He's Golden Glove winner. He beat out every other goalkeeper in the league. What are the Havertz? Remember that. Selling Aubameyang, selling Lacazette, bringing in everybody he brought in, loaning out Saliba when everybody was calling for him to stay. I am sold. Completely sold. He has won my heart and he should win yours as well. Back the manager, back the boys. We have 3 more games. Hopefully we can get 3 wins and pray the City somehow drop points. We need that miracle still. Like, subscribe if you're new here. It truly helps out. And I definitely want to hear what your thoughts on this video are in the comments. Thank you. Take care. God bless. Peace.